Hey guys, welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Let's carry on where we left off. We've done our dance of deduction and invited a third dancer to the ballroom. It is, of course, Nikolina Pavlova, the ballerina who stole a tiara worth 20,000 rubles. So clearly, you aren't who you said you were.
No, I am not Grimsby Roylott.
Certainly, it's obvious now that false beard has come off.
My real name is Nikolina Pavlova. Everything you said was correct.
But of course it was. We were working with the great detective Herlock Sholmes, after all. You absconded during one of your ballet company's performances in order to escape your homeland. Later that same night, you stole aboard this vessel. A lot of stealing going on, which couldn't have been easy. The Burya is a huge steamship with a vast crew. And it doesn't look like he had any help smuggling you in by stuffing you in a trunk, for instance. Could she really have snuck on board without being noticed? So does this mean she's been disguised as Mr. Roylott from the very beginning, since she's boarded the ship? Because the Russian crew, at least Beef Stroganoff outside there, is under the impression that Mr. Roylott has been staying in this cabin the entire time. Unless there's a real Mr. Roylott somewhere who's wandered off and she's conveniently made her way in and assumed his identity. But then why only decide to cut your hair now? That's the question. In order to obscure your true identity, you somewhat recklessly took the guise of an old gentleman. Maybe it's because of the murder, and she thought that everyone would be under greater scrutiny. But then I'm in handcuffs, so that doesn't really fly. But she didn't know that, so she was probably panicked. And you intended to sever old links with your past by severing your long hair. Yet to a woman, hair is no trifling matter. My personal recommendation is to leave well alone. So, if it was just you, about to cut off your own hair, who was it that let out the scream we heard from outside the cabin? Surely it was just her, right? The question is why? That veritable tinkling of a bell. Why, none other than this young lady, naturally. More like a full set of pipes, if you ask me. Yeah, I remember it being a loud scream. And you wanted to kick the door down, am I wrong?
I was so scared when I ran away in Shanghai. I was sure they would come looking for me. That's why I decided to, how do you say, disgust myself, so no one would recognize me.
Oh man, it looks like everyone's having language troubles aboard this ship.
As a result, you transformed yourself into that questionable old man. I see.
Well, it worked for a couple minutes, right? We were fooled when we first stumbled in, until we did our great deduction, of course.
I put on the fur hat and a fake beard, and then just before you came in here, I saw in the newspaper, right on the page, there was a picture of me.
Right. That's you.
I was so frightened. I couldn't stop from screaming.
Oh, I see. So, do you scream every time you look in the mirror, then?
I knew that if I didn't change my appearances completely, they would find me.
Huh.
So I decided to cut all my hair as fastly as possible. I picked up the scissors in my hand and...
Right, so that's what spurred you to cut your hair. You probably got away with it thus far, maybe tucking it behind your fur coat, but it was only a matter of time, especially now that your picture was in circulation. And, well, it makes sense, right? That beard certainly covered up her more recognizable features. At that precise moment, we walked in through the annoyingly unlocked cabin door. Annoyingly, because you didn't get to show off your raiding tactics.
Things happen like that sometimes, don't they?
Things do indeed happen like that, from time to time. Are those two even talking about the same thing?
There's just one more thing I'd like to know.
What's in the case?
What exactly do you have inside your traveling case?
A pet, obviously. That's what we've determined by her shifty nature looking at the rules.
You were right. It is my dear friend inside. My only friend in the whole world.
Huh.
Please, don't tell anyone. If the captain finds out, if you say to any of the crew.
Well, at least I'll have a partner and when I'm lost at sea, after being thrown overboard. Your secret is safe with us, I assure you. But in return, you must tell us, in as much detail as you can muster, about the events of last night. Yes, please, if you could, that would be great. Considering the speckled band came from your ventilator. Great.
Yes, all right. I will tell you.
Well, shoot.
Well, Mr. Naruhodo? Wasn't it something? Mr. Sholmes' great deduction.
It was, certainly something, yes. After I stepped in, then it became magical. I'm just not entirely sure what it was. But at least Miss Pavlova has agreed to tell us what she knows. That's incredible. Indeed, it is incredible. Ah, and one more thing. Oh, yes, what? What could possibly be next? Observe your wrists. My... They're back on. They only got taken off for the dance of deduction.
Ah, your hands are cuffed again.
What? But how? True to my word, I have restored your shackles. When? And why? Because I'm a suspect after all.
There's still a shadow of guilt cast over you, Mr. Naruhodo. I'm sorry to say. It can't be helped at the moment.
Can't it? Really?
Anyway, let's listen to what Miss Pavlova has to say. I can't go on not knowing. I have to find out what the speckled band that Kazuma-sama wrote about in his diary really was.
Me too. Go on, spill the beans. But first, of course, we must present our university collar pin. Damn it, I looked at it again. Can I show you this? I'm actually a university student from the Empire of Japan, you see.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, that means nothing to me. No, why would it?
Mr. Naruhodo, if you're determined to flaunt your Yume badge, at least choose a Japanese person who might recognize it.
Oh man, so this is useless, because we're going to England. Miss Susato, can I show you this?
Maybe later.
Oh, I could show Inspector Hosonaga too. Right, well, we've incidentally already shown her the picture of Kazuma's final message, which says wardrobe, right? But that was when she was disguised. I wonder if she'll have anything different to say now. But first, what happened last night? Did you know that someone was killed in the cabin next door to this one last night?
One of the crewmen told me this morning when I was eating breakfast.
The man who died, he was a friend of mine.
Oh.
That's why we're trying to find out what happened. Did you notice anything unusual last night?
Anything at all? Perhaps you heard a strange noise, for example. Perhaps people talking? Did you hear Mr. Naruhodo snoring in the wardrobe?
Perhaps the ship was absorbed in a wild tempest. Perhaps its steam engine exploded. Perhaps everyone on board would have noticed if that had happened. Don't you think?
Miss Pavlova, is there anything you can tell us? I don't know. I'm sorry, but all I could think about last night was what I had done and whether they would find me. I didn't notice anything that was happening around me.
Oh, I see. Well, that's no good. What on earth was the speckled band running away? You've run away from your ballet company, haven't you? The Novovich Ballet?
Yes. I am traveling to Great Britain, and from there, I want to go to America. I will never dance again. I want to forget everything about the ballet. I will start a new life.
Okay, doing what exactly? You wish to forget. A challenging proposition. When you have that striking tiara as a reminder.
But the tiara is mine. I need it to live.
Right. I don't know how much you're gonna fetch for it, but it's not gonna last you forever.
I have no money of my own. The Novovich Ballet gives us only a little food and water, and we must dance all over the world. I had to run away. I had no choice. If I stayed, it would have killed me. So you ran away to protect yourself?
I see.
Yes. And the crew of this ship, they have all been kind to me.
First time that's happened in a while, huh?
They let me come on board, and they said I could hide in this cabin.
So they knew that you weren't Mr. Roylott. They were protecting you, so there was some cooperation going on. Huh. If that is indeed the truth, Miss Pavlova, it creates a most intriguing conundrum.
Yes, it does. What do you think about it, Mr. Naruhodo?
Me? Oh, well, I was just kind of looking at the cuffs that magically appeared on my wrists again. Yes, of course. I think we should hear Miss Pavlova's explanation. To what conundrum, I'm not sure, but... Well, let's hear her explanation for the conundrum. Miss Pavlova, allow me to pose you a riddle.
Really? Now? My English not so good.
According to this newspaper, it was only yesterday that you absconded from the ballet.
Only yesterday?
Why did they take so long to report it? Now, that being the case, it must have been last night that you boarded this vessel.
But I thought we'd been at sea for like 15 days.
However, the SS Burya stopped by no port last night.
Ah, that's it, of course.
So how is it, pray, that you came to be aboard?
Well then, how did we get this newspaper aboard this ship?
Did a pigeon drop it off?
Now that I think about it, the crewmen outside the cabin acted very strangely when we mentioned that. It was just after we asked him about when the occupant of this cabin came aboard.
Right, he did cast his eyes to the side. That is not your business.
Yes, you're right. He did seem to be hiding something.
How did you get aboard?
An angel descended from the heavens, bringing grace and beauty to the stage.
Sorry? What was that?
It is how the Russian newspapers described one of my performances. And that is how I came here too. I descended from the heavens, because I am an angel.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, I want whatever you're smoking. Please, it could help me relax and prepare for the upcoming trial. Considering English isn't your mother tongue, your description is, it's very vivid. Maybe we'll just attribute it to her message being lost in translation.
Mr. Sholmes once said, I never can resist the touch of the dramatic. It seems Miss Pavlova is the same.
A genius descended from the heavens, bringing grace and beauty to detection. Words once said about myself. Who said them? You? I quote from a wonderfully extravagant advertisement. For the adventures of Sherlock Holmes, in fact. Really? Yes, Mr. Showy. Anyway, it doesn't look like Miss Pavlova is going to tell us what really happened. That's not good, is it? I need your cooperation, or I'll tell them about your friend. So the friend you mentioned is inside your traveling case, is that right?
I don't think animals are allowed on board, according to the rules of passage.
Neither are stowaways, but here we are.
Oh, please, don't tell any of the crew. If they found my precious...
Then the burly Russians would bestir themselves in unison to throw you and your case overboard, no doubt. But if they helped you come aboard, would they really just chuck you off for having a pet?
Ah!
So reassuring, Mr. Sholmes.
But what sort of pet is your friend? A little puppy? It is, isn't it? No, eat goldfish. Maybe an adorable...
Little rabbit? Sorry to copy your Russian accent for a bit there. Ha! You credit Russia as a land with small rabbits, do you? Oh. Don't they have small rabbits there, then? You may well ask. I have no idea. You two are miserable bunglers when it comes to understanding the nature of young ballerina's friends. Isn't it obvious? It must be a chicken.
Really?
Consider the benefits. A rousing wake-up call, daily fresh eggs, and when adversity strikes, it could satisfy the needs of sustenance. So you'd eat your friends. I'll remember that. That's one thing to take away from it, Ryunosuke.
No, not chicken either. I ate my last pet that was a chicken.
Well, it would appear this friend's identity is a closely guarded secret not to be revealed. I wouldn't say it's closely guarded. We could just walk on over and open the case right now. She obviously doesn't quite trust us yet. There's something I should like to show her, I think. Maybe she might be able to shed some light on it. Alright, well, let's present it again then, shall we? Actually, before we present that photograph, let's present Cosmo's diary about the speckled band. That could be helpful. This is the diary of my friend who passed away.
His diary?
Yes. And he wrote it in it last night before he died. Something a little unusual. It reads, 1:23 a.m., I can hear a faint whistling sound. And then a few minutes later, 1:35 a.m., what looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill.
A speckled band? I don't understand.
Neither do we. It's strange, isn't it? But the ventilator he mentions joins to this cabin, you see. It's up there on the wall.
In other words, this cabin and the victim's cabin are connected together. Oh. Miss Pavlova? Has something occurred to you? Does the speckled band the victim mentioned mean something to you? Or the whistling sound, perhaps? No. I don't know anything.
Oh. Really now? What could the whistling sound be? Uh-oh. Excuse me, Mr. Roylott. Yes? What? Wow, she's fast. Captain would like to speak with you. You must come to Captain's quarters at once. Please. All right, I will come now. What? You must leave. Now.
Oh, no, it's fine. Don't mind us. Yes, please don't worry yourself, Mr. Roylott.
Get out! Passenger said out! Or do you want me to throw you out? Ugh. Looks like we'll have to leave investigating this cabin until later.
What a pity.
And so we lost our chance. Having still not managed to investigate Miss Pavlova's cabin, we were unceremoniously chased out. That is to say, we were quite literally picked up and thrown into the passageway outside. Oh dear. To be continued. What else is there to investigate? There's not much. 9th of January, SS Burya, first class cabin passageway.
I wish we hadn't been thrown out like that.
We could have blackmailed her at least, said that we'll divulge your secret. Wish we'd managed to find some clue as to what that speckled band might be.
We didn't manage to investigate at all. I imagine that we won't be able to for a while longer. We'll never get past that sailor guarding the door.
He's clearly glaring at us, as if to say, don't even think about it. Oh, wait a minute.
What is it?
Well, what happened to our great detective friend? Where did he go?
Oh, yes. He's completely disappeared.
When did he do that? He slipped away as quietly as the wind, but not before ensuring these were securely back on my wrists. Yeah, he's like that, it seems. Well, we can't go back into Miss Pavlova's cabin. We can go back to Cosmo's cabin. Anything different? I don't see Inspector Hosonaga anywhere. 9th of January, SS Burya, first class cabin number 1. Looks like they're still investigating in here.
Yes. On that subject, I wonder if Inspector Hosonaga is unscathed.
What do you mean, unscathed?
Surely you haven't forgotten, have you, Naruhodo-san? Don't you remember what he said about allowing you out of this cabin to investigate?
Right, he did say he was going to give his life because he failed to protect Cosmo.
He was going to talk to the captain about it. He said he'd lay his life on the line for you.
Oh. Yes, I'm so concerned. Yeah, totally. But I'm sure he was exaggerating. Let's see what he has to say for himself. He might have some new information for us. You never know. Next minute, we find out he's just a corpse. He actually got killed by the captain before letting us go. Where is he? Let's have a look around. There he is. He's hiding in the corner. Oh my god, he's bruised. Jeez, his glasses are broken. Ah, you're back. Inspector!
What happened to you? Your faces!
Please, don't worry about it. I just tripped on the stairs. They're just scratches. Made by a bear, maybe? When I told the captain that I'd given you permission to investigate, he told me he'd pummel me with his fists and then toss me overboard.
What?
Well, you're here, at least. But the pummeling was over in a flash, and he must have decided against throwing me overboard. So it was nothing, really. It looks like he wasn't joking when he said he'd lay his life on the line if he had to. Sorry I doubted you!
Well, thanks to your efforts, we now know a little about the neighboring cabin.
Yes, so I understand.
Oh,
You know already?
I bumped into a man claiming to be a great detective a little while ago. I think his name was something like Herlock Sholmes. I don't think he was German, though.
That explains it. I thought he got thrown out with us, so did he just like sprint over to this room, tell Hosonaga what's up, and then sprint away again? Or is he in the wardrobe, perhaps? Shall we compare notes then? We can tell you what we found out.
Yes, let's do it.
Alright, the cabin next door.
What? Nikolina Pavlova? She's in the cabin next door? Oh, do you know who she is?
Please. What self-respecting ballet fan wouldn't know that graceful angel? Oh, please don't call her an angel. We already heard some wacky metaphor that she descended from the heavens, okay? Oops. I think I upset him there.
Well, that tells us the neighboring cabin is unrelated to the case at least.
Oh? How?
Because angels don't go around committing crimes, do they?
No, well, you know. Lucifer's an angel, technically. A fallen one. Oops, now I've definitely upset him.
Inspector, has your investigation in here proved fruitful?
If I'm honest, there's very little more I can do. Our duty is to make sure the scene isn't disturbed, ready to hand over to the Hong Kong police. Are we, destined for Hong Kong, are we? So I'm just keeping watch here. Try not to take my eyes off the job. Well, be careful what you collect. I know you like to preserve crime scenes. I could imagine you trying to even put the bed in your luggage somehow.
Oh, I see.
Ah, there is one thing. I do have a small piece of new information for you.
Oh?
What?
Yes, do tell us, Inspector. Please.
New information. Tell us. Spill the beans. What is this new information you have, Inspector?
It's this. The Burya's medical officer has finished his examination of the body. I managed to obtain the report.
Oh. Kazuma's post-mortem report?
Kazuma-sama.
So, what was the cause of death? At least from what they could observe, of course.
Damage to the cervical vertebrae is what's written in the report. His neck was broken?
Yes, it would seem so. Interesting. So his neck was broken, yet he was able to write a dying message.
There were no obvious wounds or other signs of injury. So at first, I think they were considering poison. But it turns out they found no trace of poison in his system at all.
Right. Plus, we've been there, done that. Well, what weapon was used then?
Nothing has been found as yet. But the fact that there are no signs of a wound suggests it may have been a blunt object. Something that wouldn't leave a mark.
Wow, okay. Not a mark.
Oh, I see. All the body's nerves run through the spine to the brain. A strong enough impact to the neck could induce death. It is a possibility, and no obvious wound would be left. Poor Kazuma.
All we can hope for is that it was instantaneous.
I have a second copy of the report. If it might be useful, you're welcome to have it.
Really? Are you sure?
Yes, it's fine. I trust you.
Well, thank you.
After all, if I didn't trust you, I'd never have agreed to you leaving this cabin in the first place, would I?
That's true. I appreciate your support, Hosonaga, and sorry for your injuries.
Ah.
Well, Susato, do you trust me? The post-mortem report has been entered into the court record. A report from the SS Burya's medical officer, giving the cause of death as a cervical spine injury. There were no traces of external injury or poison. Huh. The great detective, by the way. What do you think of him?
Oh, Mr. Sholmes was here, was he?
Yes. He seemed to be enjoying himself a little too much as he crept about on the floor investigating. crept about. That sounds about right. Just slinking away in the shadows. But then he suddenly left. I suppose he must have become bored. Did he say anything at all? Actually, now you mention it, yes. Just one thing, but he practically shouted it. It's shoe polish, was all he said. Aha. Shoe polish? I wonder what he meant. It was when he was over there, by the piece of broken glass. Do you see? Oh, right, the mark.
Ah, perhaps he was talking about this brick-colored mark. Do you think?
Ah, yes, that must be it. Wait, you couldn't tell until we pointed it out? Come on, Inspector Hosonaga. I know you got beaten to a pulp, but geez.
But how could Mr. Sholmes know that it's shoe polish?
That leaves me cold, I'm afraid. I have no idea. What is it, Susato-san?
Well, Kazuma-sama was wearing leather shoes with a very dark tan hue.
Dark tan? A sort of dark brownish red, then?
Yes, a little like the color of red wine, but darker. I often repaired them for him.
Oh. Does this mean that this mark was made by the polish on Kazuma's shoes as they scuffed on the floor? The mark on the floor has been entered into the court record. A piece of small glass object and what looks like a scuff mark made by Kazuma's shoes were found by the victim's body. So, what happened? Did he get dragged on the floor?
That's really all I can tell you at this stage. I should return to my post.
My fellow crewmen's eyes are boring into the back of my head. Yes, that might be for the best. Thank you.
Poor Inspector. You look exhausted.
Oh, no. Well, maybe a little. I feel terrible that I failed to protect Asogi-san. He was my responsibility. All we can do is avenge him, my friend. Of course, my pain is nothing compared to yours. You were his friends. The truth is, I seem to have had a heavy head ever since I woke this morning.
Really? You too?
A heavy head? That's interesting. My head's still throbbing too. What about you, Susato? Is your head okay? She hasn't mentioned anything, and she's been able to do takedowns no problem, so I have to assume that she's okay. I don't know if Hosonaga tried some of the first-class food. Meanwhile, back in the passageway...
Ah! Look, Naruhodo-san. Seaman Stroganoff is gone.
Strong enough?
The burly Russian sailor who's always crossing his arms and glaring at us.
Ugh, all these Russian names are impossible to remember. Uh-oh. Don't tell me he's right behind me. Tra-la-la. Did you hear that? It sounded like someone singing. Tra-la-la-li-ra-li-ra-la. I did it the great detective way.
This caroling. I know that lark-like voice.
Well, never mind that now. This is a golden opportunity for us.
Yes, you're right. We must seize it. Let's get inside Miss Pavlova's cabin while we can and investigate.
Definitely. Before that stringy knot crewman comes back.
It's Stroganov, not Stringy Knot.
Right, well, I have a feeling if he catches us in there, we're truly going to get thrown overboard this time. Alright, first class cabin number 2. What do we have? Oh, the case is open. And the wardrobe is open as well. Miss Pavlova isn't back yet. Susato-san. Oh, where's she gone? Hey, what are you doing? Those are our private things. Even though we're here to snoop around.
There's not a moment to waste, Naruhodo-san. We must investigate as quickly as you can, starting with her wardrobe.
I suppose you're right. For Kazuma's sake.
Not just for Kazuma-sama.
What do you mean? For me as well, right?
It can't be long now until we arrive at port, in Hong Kong. I don't want you to be in those handcuffs when we get there.
Really?
We must solve this case, Naruhodo-san. by ourselves if we have to.
Yes, we will. Thank you for your support. Okay. Seems like Chisato's on our side. Let's investigate. Let's start with the open case now.
Oh my, Miss Pavlova's case is open.
It's completely empty inside. But according to the great detective's great deduction, she was hiding her special friend in there.
Yes, a friend that she had to keep secret.
And, well, she did confess it, so it's not just a great deduction. Because you're not allowed to bring animals aboard the SS Burya. I wonder what kind of animal she had in there. And more to the point, where is it now? Yeah, how did it get open? Don't tell me it was Shomes again. Alright, let's take a look at the ventilator. So this ventilator connects to Kazuma's cabin next door.
Yes, although what a fool a shipbuilder must be to open a ventilator into another room.
Maybe. It's so that if there's a gas leak next door, the occupant of this cabin would notice and raise the alarm.
Or the occupants of both cabins would die of gas poisoning, don't you think?
That is a possibility. Anyway, last night Kazuma wrote that he saw a speckled band coming from out of this ventilator. Well, I guess she had nothing to add to that. Okay, let's take a look at her desk. There are just a few books on the desk. Nothing else by the looks of it.
Well, Miss Pavlova only ran away from the ballet last night. She's hardly occupied this cabin for any time at all.
That's true. I wonder what kind of books she likes to read. I wonder if the emergency stop button came into play. Stop the ship and get her aboard. Because we are at sea, right? How did she make it here? It's not like she boarded a helicopter and parachuted down.
Let me see. Yes, I see. It would seem that Miss Pavlova enjoys reading. Books written in Russian.
Thanks. I think I probably already knew that. Again, observing is my strong suit.
It's rude to ask too much of people, Naruhodo-san. Kindly remember that.
Alright, sorry. Jeez.
I wonder what this saucer's doing on the floor.
Perhaps it's to feed her little friend. Yes, it doesn't look like it's been dropped. More like it was put there deliberately.
Oh, do you think there could be a leak in the roof just above here?
What? A leak?
Is this ship quite safe?
No, it's not. Someone's died. Okay? There's a criminal loose. It's not safe at all. I'm sure that even if there's a little leak on the roof, it doesn't mean the whole ship is going to sink. If there's a hole in the floor, then I'd be concerned.
No, you're right. Of course you're right.
She's really trying to persuade herself, isn't she? We're gonna be okay, as long as I can get rid of these handcuffs.
Naruhodo-san, are you there?
Sorry? I'm right here, yes. Why?
Oh, good. I thought you might have climbed into the wardrobe when I wasn't looking. There's no place like home.
Believe me, I don't have some strange compulsion to jump inside every wardrobe I see, you know. That's Holmes, who seems to have made the wardrobe his home after all.
Well, anyway, I'm not sure anyone could fit inside this one. It's full of beautiful outfits. I suppose they're all stage costumes.
I was rather hoping we might find Miss Pavlova's friend hiding in there, but no such luck. This cabin door has the same simple sort of bolted latch that our cabin door has. If the bolt's drawn across, there's no way anybody could enter the cabin from outside.
Yes, it's not a particularly heavy-duty bolt, is it? But still, it wouldn't slide across of its own accord, would it?
No, and the door is made of metal, so there's no chance of trickery using magnets to unbolt it from the outside.
And it seals up perfectly, too. Stop any seawater coming in. So you couldn't use the method you told me of passing a thread through a crack around the closed door, either.
I seem to know a lot of tricks for opening doors. I'm starting to see why they suspect me. At least if I go to prison, I'll be able to open the jail cell. All the books have toppled over together. Look, every single one. Same as Kazuma's shelf. What's the significance of that? I wonder.
Do you think that's a god of the sea, perhaps? He's toppled too, though.
It's exactly the same as the bookcase next door. In Kazuma's cabin.
Perhaps.
Maybe it had to do with the ship stopping?
Perhaps Miss Pavlova was practicing a difficult ballet pose and fell against the bookcase.
I don't know. Would she really be practicing ballet on the same night she ran away from her ballet company? Not to mention she said she'll never dance again. Probably after our performance. She got traumatized. by our doubts of deduction.
Alright then. It must have been you. You lost your temper and knocked them all over in a fit of rage?
Not everything bad that happens on the ship is because of me, you know, okay? Sheesh. I'm not a bad omen.
Well, anyway, I'll set them all straight again in here too. I don't like seeing things in disarray. It would seem this teapot is empty.
So the natural conclusion is that the Russians are a very thirsty people.
Or, because Miss Pavlova only came into this cabin last night, she hasn't had the chance to make any tea yet. I mean, it could be either.
It's definitely that they're excessively thirsty. I'd lay 1,000 to 1 on it. Or she poured it into that dish on the floor and fed her pet with it.
You're rather obstinate, aren't you, Naruhodo-san? I suppose every cabin has a waste paper basket.
Shall we have a little look and see what's been thrown away?
Naruhodo-san! It's poor etiquette to go sifting through someone's rubbish, you know.
Hey, you're the one going through her wardrobe, okay? And you said we had no time to lose. Ugh, those eyes. She's looking at me like I'm a piece of rubbish now.
However, these are special circumstances, I think.
Exactly! We have no choice! Let's take a look. There's hardly anything in here at all. Makes sense. She just arrived.
Oh, well that's a little disappointing.
There's one of these next to the bed in Cosmo's cabin, too.
Yes, it's a bell cord. I can't resist.
Oh no. She barely hesitated there. And she gave it a good tug, too. Isn't someone meant to come and, like, serve us or something?
No, I didn't actually expect anyone to come.
We don't want them to! We're trying to investigate in secret! Yes, they're displayed in this cabin too. Look! The SS Burya's rules of passage. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden.
I suppose Miss Pavlova realized she needed to keep the contents of her case a secret after she read this. Her special friend, I mean.
I wonder where her friend has disappeared to now. It's probably having fun exploring the ship, I imagine. Hopefully it didn't run into that mousetrap.
I just hope Seaman Stroganov doesn't find it and throw it overboard.
Oh, yes. So do I. Because it'll set a precedent. And nobody wants that. Oh my god! What are you doing here, Herlock Sholmes? Goodness me. Didn't realize you were still out here.
Oh, it's Mr. Sholmes, look!
Wow, you never know where he's going to turn up next, do you?
He seems to be stealing a look at something as he sings to himself.
Goodness. Shows how observant we are. Tra-la-la-li-ra-li-ra-lay. I did it the great detective way. He's still singing. I think he hasn't noticed us. Well, we didn't notice him.
Oh, he's simply in extremely high spirits.
Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when the yard bit off more than it could chew. And through it all, when there was doubt, it's lucky Herlock was about. Excuse me. I solved it all, and I stood tall. I did it all, the great detective way. Damn, so Frank Sinatra copied you. Mr. Sholmes! Ah! What is it? You want to fight? Oh God, please. Honestly, interrupting a fellow when he's singing. And I was just about to reach the climactic finish. Sorry, I thought you were never going to stop, so I figured now is as good a time as any. Please, don't jab me in the face. I very nearly dropped you to the floor with one of my famous right hooks. Alright, I get the picture. Now, could you put those fists away? Goodness me. Alright, now that we've all calmed down.
Mr. Sholmes, you seem to be examining something before we interrupted you.
Ah, yes, that. I was immersed in study of the ship's log, as penned by the stockily built crewman who's usually on guard here.
Oh, yes, the ship's log.
And did you find out anything useful from it? Well, after 2 a.m. this morning, the majority of the entries are blank. Which means that there was nothing to report. Nothing of note happened, so... You truly are a student from the land of the rising sun. You've been utterly blinded by it. Sorry? What? Your logic, my boy, is inverted.
Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes?
Observe the other pages and all shall become clear. It would seem the same crewman oft stands sentry in the first-class passageway. And he has an almost religious practice of recording nothing to report every half hour. Oh, he writes that in every 30 minutes?
Nothing to report?
Precisely. Put simply, the seaman writes nothing to report when there is just that. And yet, the ship's log from last night is largely blank. He didn't even write nothing to report.
Do you mean?
There was something to report, but he wasn't around. Yes, there were circumstances afoot last night, which led to the seaman being absent from his post.
What kind of circumstances? What happened?
That remains a mystery for now, but we can be sure something significant took place. So significant that it caused the seaman to forget his regular habit of scribing nothing to report in the log. Or he was not here, right? These are important details. I would stake my life on it. You must log the ship's log in your mental file. The ship's log has been entered into the court record. A record kept by the crew assigned to the first-class cabin area. There are virtually no entries from 2 a.m. until early this morning. Now that deduction was worthy of a great detective. Ah, you're starting to understand what my way is, I see. What makes Sholmes Sholmes. Brilliance. Ooh, ouch. What is it? Are you hurt? Oh, don't worry yourself. I seem to be afflicted with a throbbing head this morning for some reason. Nothing more. Everyone's sore. Except Susato. Well, my friends, until our next encounter, unless she's hiding it. But I think she was, kind of doubting us when we said that our head was throbbing. She thought we were just using it as an excuse. So, surely she's not afflicted by it too. He's still singing to himself. You can hear it as he wanders off down the passageway.
Something wrong, Susato-san? You seem lost in thought. It's just... well, I feel the same.
You do, huh?
Sorry? Ever since I woke this morning, I've had something of a headache. A sort of continuous throbbing.
Oh, you too? Huh. Surely there was something in the food.
Ah, what's that?
Well, that's more than a whistle. Are we arriving at the port? Shut down the engines immediately. Vessel sighted a quarter mile 4. Full stop. Hard to starboard. All hands, brace for impact. Oh dear. What the? Brace for impact?
I think we're about to crash into another ship.
What? Oh boy.
I can't stand.
Susato-san, hold on to me. Whoa! Well, that would explain why the books are tilted. What on earth? Susato-san, are you alright? Are you injured at all?
I think I'm fine. Thank you, Naruhodo-san.
Whoa. What happened? The case has fallen. The books have fallen again as well. Looks like we avoided a collision.
I think.
Yes, the ship has come to a stop.
Oh my goodness. What about you, Mr. Naruhodo-san? Are you hurt?
No, I'm fine. Oh god. Hello? Is anybody in there? Shout if you need assistance. Oh, that sounds like...
Inspector Hosonaga?
Is that you in there, Naruhodo-san? Unbolt the door, quickly! What? The bolt. It slid. It's locked the door. That would explain the locked door mystery. Nobody locked it from the inside.
Look at that.
The door's bolted.
Did you do that, Susato-san? No, I didn't touch it.
Well, that's strange. How did... And look at all the books. They're just like they were before again.
Naruhodo-san, aren't you going to open the door and let the inspector in?
Yeah, I should. I'd better tidy this place up first. Huh. Our violent emergency stop had solved one mystery at least, in a very vivid way. But I knew that what awaited us on the other side of the cabin door would not be pleasant. I hurried around tidying up the cabin with a new sense of foreboding in my heart. What on earth is on the other side?